Well, everybody, it's Kevbo Jones here with another episode of the wonderful world of baseball cards. Just looking on some social media tonight, watching some YouTube videos. Thought I'd do a PSA Rummage video tonight. Nice, good old 1960s PSA Rummage. Most of these cards you've seen peppered in throughout videos over the years, but I've never done a 60s showcase of my collection. And sometimes when you see it all together, you forget what you have, and there's some fun and cool stuff in here. So we'll get started. Leading off, 1969 Topps, Don Drysdale. Final card is an active player. I was working heavily on the final card of Hall of Famer post-war cards. In 2019, 2020, project has kind of got away from me. I was just looking at 58 Pee Wee Reese's tonight, and I could have had a PSA 8 for like $80 back in 2019, and it's a little bit of a different story now. May get back to that someday, but the newer stuff too is just so hard to find and just not worth submitting. So yeah, old Drysdale. 1960 Topps, Bob Gibson, totally random pickup back in the pandemic in 2020. This was probably Project 2020 inspired. This is his second card, completely and utterly random. Won this in an auction. 60 Topps, Bob Gibson. Like I said, that is beyond random. Not a card, yeah, just totally random. This is one I was looking for a while. 69 Topps, Doc Ellis, rookie. I just love that one. Of course, we all know the legend of Doc Ellis. It's a little almost played out now, but I do love having his rookie. Good old Doc. It's a great looking card too. And 69 Topps, like the QC on that is just horrific. So yeah, another final card, 64 Topps, Duke Snider. This was like a card I picked, less than the cost of a blaster. This was like a $15 slab back in the day. I don't know what it is now, maybe $20 or something, but a nice 64 Topps Duke Snider. His final card is an active player. We're just going to go random here and build the mosaic, as I always love to build my mosaics. It's a fun card, Cult Hero. 64 Topps, Rusty Staub, Rookie Gold Cup. Houston Colt 45s, love this one. Only player in MLB history to have 500 hits with 4 different teams. Great player, overlooked because of the era he played in, but old Rusty, great player. One of my favorites, 65 Topps, Euchre, batting left-handed. You could totally tell he's just laughing at the camera. Great looking card. I've been looking for his 63 as well. But yeah, and just a nice 65 Euchre for the collection. Super fun card. This one is great. Totally bizarre. 66 Topps, Robin Roberts. Final card is an active player. This is from the high number series in 66, but I think it's a double print, meaning there were 2 Robin Roberts on every sheet. So this isn't a particularly rare 66 high number. But it's still a really nice example, and it's just so weird seeing him in the Houston Astros uniform. But I love the card. Good old 66 Topps, Robin Roberts. It's a random 63 Richie Ashburn. His final card is an active player. Don't really have much more else to say about that. I've got some really, really nice 63s coming in that I picked up at auction just randomly. Very nice. Here's a 63 Koufax. I graded this myself. with PSA back in 2019. I didn't have a loop. I didn't know what I was doing. I just like sent cards in that I thought looked nice. This is a 4, but I've had this card since I was about 15 or 14. And I just love the Los Angeles emblazoned on his uniform, and it's just a great looking card of Sandy Koufax in his prime years there. 63 Stan the Man. His final card is an active player. This one was a gift from my brother. Very nice card. The only Musial in my collection. I had a 62 Musial that I had randomly picked up in a PSA 3 that I recently traded for some stuff. But yeah, 63 Musial. You can see his crazy stat line on there. Holy cow. Yeah. Nice 63 Topps Stan Musial. Uh, 1960 Bobby Thompson. This was from my archives raids when I do raids for the archives. His final card is an active player. Yeah, I just got this one, like I said, raiding the Topps archives. I love to look for the all-time fan favorite kind of guys, you know, and look for their rookies or final cards of guys who are not in the Hall of Fame, but maybe have a little relevance or have relevance to me, which primarily is the important thing. 62 Topps Early Win. His final card is an active player. 300 game winner on the dot. It's a nice looking card. Unbelievably cheap slab back in the day. 1969 or 68 Topps Eddie Matthews. His final card is an active player from the Bill Hemrick collection, whoever that is. This is when I was looking for like higher examples of these final cards of the Hall of Famers back in 2019 because they were cheap. But a PSA 9 on that for the Eddie Matthews. This was one of the first slabs that I ever picked up because it was a PSA 9. It was affordable. Figured what the heck, right? 1962 Topps Red Shandies. His final card is an active player. Great looking card. This is a high number short print from that 62 set. Nice looking card. Really nice looking card. I like that one. This was like I was running out of cards to get, and he was still cheap. This card's actually, surprisingly, I was just looking at it like recently, and I was like, whoa. Yeah, this was like a $30 slab, you know, back in the day. Kind of funny, really. I don't like that glare. Put old red there. Put early up there. 67 Whitey Ford. His final card is an active player. Old Whitey. Now this was a card, if I'd have bought it earlier, I could have probably gotten into an 8. But as my obsession with this project was beginning to peter out, this was one of the last ones that I had gotten. Still a pretty nice 7 though. Pretty common card. That card I think has a pretty decent pop. It's usually in pretty good shape. This was a big purchase during the pandemic. 69 Mantle. I hunted far and wide for this one. I like this one. I feel like it's pretty good with the centering. It doesn't have tilt. It's his final card, and it's a Mickey Mantle. And like I said, I hunted far and wide for this. The back on it's beautiful. Yeah, I'm not going to complain on a 69 mantle. I think I picked that up in 2020. This was a cheapie, bundled up with a bunch of stuff. 1960 post Willie Mays. That's just an authentic, but pretty well cut. Good looking card. Pretty good looking card there, that Mays. This is fun. There's one of the few SGCs that I have. And I thought this was perfect in an SGC. I actually intentionally looked for this card in an SGC. 1960 Topps, the champs celebrate. Dumping the beer bottles. Just a classic, great Topps card. Absolutely. Just a great card. You'd never see that today. There's also one that's funny where like the players are like holding cigarettes. I think the guy's got a smoke hanging out of his mouth. Maybe that's from like the 63 Topps set. Here's a fun one of the first slabs I ever picked up, probably the closest I'll ever get to a Babe Ruth. 1962 Topps, the famous slugger. Just really like that card. That's that classic pose from the that Sensational card. That's pretty prominent. That German card, the Sensational margarine. But 62 Topps, Babe Ruth, the famous slugger. I really like that one. Card I looked for a really long time. This completed my Yaz run. 62 Topps Yaz. It's a 3, but it's a beautiful 3. As I've said many times, I don't know what it is about PSA 3s, but some of them just, you look at this card, like, PSA 3s are just, I intentionally sometimes just put in PSA 3.5, because that's actually, I think, my favorite grade. You can find some amazing stuff sometimes. Here's a card I just absolutely love. 1965 Topps, Richie Allen, his second year card. That rookie cup, the blue, the red, the pennant. One of my cult hero favorites. Just absolutely love this 65 Topps Richie Allen. One of my favorite cards in my collection. And don't really need to say much more about that. Here's a fun one. 66 Topps Choo Choo Coleman. High number short print from the very tough 66 high numbers. I've been intrigued by this card since I read an article in Baseball Card Magazine about a guy who was building this set. And this was like the last card he needed for his set. And it's just always stuck with me. I wish I could find that article again because I loved it so much. The 66 Topps Choo Choo Coleman. 61 Big Clue. His final card is an active player. Topps Archives raid. 61 Topps Willie Davis rookie. Topps Archives raid. It's actually a really nice looking card. Really nice looking card. Cover up Clue. 65 Topps Casey Stengel. Final card as an active player. Or as an active manager, I guess. Gotta love Casey. One of the all-time greats, you know. Love you, but we'll put Casey there. Random pickup. This one I just featured recently. CSG, Bob Gibson, 69 All-Star. Just a cheap slab pickup. Not really much to say about that. Another one recently that's been featured, the 64 Topps Kenny Hubbs in memoriam card. That's in the new CSG slab. It's a card I've always wanted. I intentionally looked for this one in a CSG because I thought the black label with the funeral, you know, in memoriam. I just thought that would work. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, like that, I looked for it in SGC just because occasionally I'll do that. But yeah, the in memoriam Kenny Hubbs card, I think the only time Topps ever did that. If somebody else knows, though, please feel free to correct me. 1960 Topps, Don Newcomb, his final card as an active player. Again, raiding the archives. Yeah, it's the good old 60s rummage. No rhyme or reason really to any of this. Another card I submitted, 60 Yaz rookie. This is a 3. This card is actually probably worth less than when I bought it when I was 14 because of the condition. It's still my Yaz rookie from when I was a kid, and I just absolutely love it. 66 Koufax, his final card as an active player. Great looking card. This is a beaut. The back is whatever on this, but ooh, the front of that Koufax, it's just gorgeous. We'll throw Sandy there. Sorry, Rusty. 1960 Fleer Ted Williams. This is a gift from my brother. Great card. His final card. As an active player, very underrated card. I love it. And a very nice copy too of that Ted Williams. And then the last card, random. 66 Topps, Dick Ellsworth with the ghost of Kenny Hubbs. So yeah, just a little 1960s PSA goodness there. Kevbo Jones, Wonderful World of Baseball Cards. Hope you enjoyed. See you later. Keep collecting. Like and subscribe if you want. Later.